Changing lives, you're saving lives.
We've got the cutest young man with us here. His name's Lachlan. He's 2 years old.
He's 2, yeah.
Mom and Dad, Gemma and Clint, are with us. And, oh my goodness, you guys have brought out all the big guns here.
Yeah.
Mickey Mouse is here and a little whale. When Lachlan experienced his first seizure, you, not surprisingly, didn't know what the heck was going on. You understood that it was a seizure, but what was going through your mind at the time?
I actually didn't know it was a seizure. I've never really been around seizures before. I actually thought that he was choking at first. He wasn't breathing properly. That's all I knew. So it was almost just flight mode. Sorry, it's really hard to talk about it.
Okay.
I prepped for this. It was fight mode to just get him breathing again. And it wasn't until we were actually on our way to hospital where we were kind of thinking back to what had happened that I started going through and thinking he was convulsing in my arms and he was unconscious. And that's when it kind of triggered, oh my gosh, he was having a seizure.
How scared were you?
Yeah, it was terrifying. Yeah, it was actually the second seizure that was the hardest part for us. Because we had known, we left the hospital knowing that was a seizure. And so the second one was extremely difficult to go through because it was hopeful that he would never have a seizure again. So watching him go through that was it's terrifying. Oh, I prepped for this.
No,
that's okay.
No, it's okay.
This is real life. It's times like that you're grateful that there is this children's hospital and there is these experts and people who are miracle makers at $18 a month. They call 802-2700 and they help out with the research and the knowledge and everything that we need to take care of little angels like Lachlan.
How old is Lachlan?
He turned 2 on Christmas Day.
So when did he have the seizures?
And so it was just before he turned 3 months old.
So he was basically a newborn. And to go through that when he's still so small, and now he's being cared for by a number of therapists here at the Alberta Children's Hospital. I guess they call him a frequent flyer, right? Yeah. He goes to multiple clinics. He goes to pulmonology, neurology, ear, nose, and throat specialists. What do you think of the folks here at the Children's Hospital that take such good care of him?
Yeah, they're incredible. I mean, they've been with us since he was 3 months old, and so they've seen him grow, and they want nothing but the best for him, and they love seeing Lachlan. They truly want to see him succeed and love seeing the milestones that he's making, and they're just truly a part of our family.
403-802-2700. You can become part of the Alberta Children's Hospital by becoming a miracle maker. Now, with Lachlan, who just turned 2, there are still some pieces missing in the puzzle that you're trying to figure out. What's going on now?
We've been doing countless of genetic testing, and we haven't been able to find an answer to what's going on. We know that Lachlan doesn't just have epilepsy because he has multiple different symptoms. So we are in the works of trying to find his diagnosis, but we kind of know at this point that it's something really rare that we're dealing with, which is a really scary place to be in, being undiagnosed. We just don't know what our future holds, and so our specialist just work on treating his symptoms one at a time, and
you are in the best hands possible. 403-802-2700.
So while you're coming here so often with Lachlan, you still have 2 other daughters that you have to keep an eye on. And where do they go when Lachlan's seeing the multiple clinics that he has to go to?
Yeah, so our oldest daughter, Isabella, is 11, so she usually is at school. And then Aubrey is 4. She gets to come to Emily's backyard. We have an amazing family support, but Aubrey actually cries and gets mad at me if she can't come into Emily's backyard. And she's so well known there. The girls all love when Aubrey walks up to the door and are excited to see her. So it's just been a huge asset to us at the hospital.
What does she get to do when she's in Emily's backyard? Which, by the way, is funded by our Miracle Makers.
Yes, exactly. And last time she was just here on last Tuesday, she did painting, and I think she did 6 different artworks. So she got to give cards to all of her, to her grandparents and her dad, and to me. They do so much in there. She's usually dressed as Elsa, and so they sing and dance a lot.
I love that. Let it go.
Let it go. Let it go. 802-2700. I wanted to talk to Clint. but you're busy on Mickey Mouse duty over there, and I hate to pull you away just in case, but through this whole thing, how did you feel when you first found out that he had a seizure, or you weren't quite sure what was going on? What was going through your mind?
It's terrifying to see anything happen to your children, and it's the uncertainty that's probably the most scariest thing. It's like Jem said, it's difficult to talk about. Seeing your child go through that, seeing the whole family go through that, it's difficult because none of us know how to deal with it. None of us know how to react to it. So it's been a journey for not only Lachlan but for ourselves.
Yeah. How does it feel when you have the expertise of this giant Lego building on the hill?
I couldn't imagine being anywhere else in the world. The Alberta Children's Hospital has just been phenomenal. To the point where even in emergencies and difficult situations, we live 2 blocks away from another hospital, but for anything, we'll come here. It's peace of mind.
What do you want to say to people who are thinking about, they're busy in their life like you guys were, and they're going through their day? Oh gosh, I'm going to call and become a miracle maker. I'll get to that later. 802-2700. How do we tell them to call right now?
It's walking out those doors for the first time was terrifying, and it's just a world that you really never think you're going to be a part of. But we also walked out the doors with our son and gained this family and this community that is just so beautiful and so incredible. Like, they walk us through this place. It would not be the same without it.
That's a great way of describing it, as your family. They really are extended family here, aren't they?
Yeah.
802-2700, 403-802-2700. I love hearing stories like this. They start out so
he's getting massages.
Yeah. Like, wow.
He's loving this.
But these journeys, they start out so confusing, and you feel so lost. Mm-hmm. And yet you find this children's hospital, this oasis in the desert, and they give you a sense of hope, and you go on that journey together to find the positive end result. And it's just such a wonderful place. 403-802-2700. They're finding answers, and they don't give up until they do.
No, they don't. They really don't. Yeah. They're just as determined to find an answer as we are.
Because they're family.
Yeah.
They are.
Really.
Become part of the family. Become a miracle maker. 403-802-2700. I think Lachlan's starting to fidget now. It's hilarious. He's got a lollipop in each hand, which I also do.
I like it. I like that system. That works.
No, that's awesome. Thanks so much for coming by today. Thank you very much.
Thank you for having us. And we wish you all the best. 403-802-2700 to become a miracle maker. It's just $18 a month, and what a great year it is to become a miracle maker too, because your donation will be matched, so your money's going twice as far. 802